Well, we respect all the plants. I mean, if something is dying, obviously it needs to come out and be replaced, but we will try and work with what we've got to save what we've got. It's always obviously good to give plants new zest of life, whether it's mulching, composting, or even feeding. Careful pruning obviously is another thing, because if you just keep hacking something back, in the end you're just going to get misshapen. It's going to be grown all different places. It's just about a bit of respect. You join me today at Homebridge Court. Now, Homebridge Court was originally a workhouse, a union workhouse built in the mid-18th century, but since then it's been turned into like a residential sort of place, been converted in 2010. But it's such a lovely building as well, and well, obviously the grounds are going to be good because we're doing them. A lot of lovely elder residents here, and they're always chatting to the guys, or they bring them out a tea or a coffee, and they always comment on how well the garden looks and the grounds, and they also say, oh, can you just nip that little bit off there for me when you're ready? So we do that, because that's all part of what we do. We had a site visit, and I'd have walked round because I wasn't pleased with the original garden maintenance contractors they had, and you could see why, because obviously you do need a degree of horticultural knowledge to understand the difference between weeds and plants. There was a lot of shrubs that had reverted back, so in other words, where they were variegated, they'd gone back green. And so I could see many issues as I walked around, and just the general level of the place wasn't really up to scratch. The planting needs to reflect the heritage. I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to put a big Leyland cypress hedge around it, for instance. I mean, so you've got to be sympathetic to the surroundings. Man of the world, born in Malden, and then lived in Witham. No, Rivenal really. That's my real sort of background. Went to Rivenal Primary School, and then parents moved from Rivenal to Witham, and then from Witham and then back in Rivenal again. My first job when I was 16, I worked at Braxted Park as an assistant gardener, and through there they sent me to Riddle College, which was like on a day release, which is where the passion just kept growing and growing. And then from there I worked abroad for a little while, and then come back and then started the business in '87 after that great big storm we had. We've been established for nearly 40 years now, so we're already well known in Witham and also the surrounding areas. What makes us special? I would say just the commitment and the professionals, the backing. Obviously, I've been RISC trained, so I know my plant knowledge, and which is I then put into the guys. Also, they've all been trained, and it comes across to create a overall professional package. I would like to think that I've helped people enjoy their gardens. I'd like to think that I've helped improve Witham, and also over the years give a great number of people jobs, and also all local people as well, and also several of them have set up their own businesses now. So my legacy would be happy gardening, I suppose. I don't know. I love anything with history. Yeah, there's something about working in somewhere that's got the years of history behind it. It just evokes, well, to me personally, because I love history and I love anything to do with history. So yes, I find this more rewarding than same work in an industrial estate. Personally, I feel great about everything we do. I mean, even some of the we maintain a roundabout in Witham, and I dedicate the guys, and we plant it up with spring displays and maintain it. And every time I drive around it, I feel pleased, because I like to make Witham a better place. I hope that doesn't sound too cheesy, but you know, I'm proud of our town and the history and everything that goes with it. So obviously when I'm driving past, which is quite regular, I always look at the place, and if I see a bit of litter or something a bit out of place, I'll stop and I'll deal with it. The oldest plant here would be the trees, wouldn't it? Yeah, the trees. But there's a fantastic old Magnolia grandiflora around the back, which is a big specimen, which when you look at it is so close to the building. It's a battle between the Magnolia and, I would say, the building over the years, but we'll see which one's going to win. There's a separate team that does all the construction side, which is your patios, your walls, your fencing, which we term as hard landscape. And then we've got another team that does the soft landscape, which is my true passion, to be honest with you, which is obviously the garden side, which is turfing, planting, maintenance, hedge cutting, anything really connected with the outside with gardens. When I do a job, no matter what it is, I will do my absolute best, and then I'll turn around and I'll look at it. Can I make that any better? And if I can't, I know I've done a good job. And that's what I put into the guys and the team. What does my garden look like compared to this? Completely different, because it's a lot smaller scale for a start, but very intricate, lots of features, because I try and put as much as I can to make it interesting, and I like to create different rooms within a garden so you don't see the whole thing in one go. So my garden's a bit of an adventure. So if you're happy with what you've seen here and what I've been discussing, perhaps we can do something for you, whether it's an historic building garden or a brand new build and you're looking for a complete new design, basically a blank canvas. Well, give us a ring. Yeah, I'll come and see you.